Hello, welcome everyone. Come right on in. I wanted to bring you a quick update on the P. Diddy trial. Today starts day one. I gave a little bit about jury selection when it first began. I've been getting a lot of requests, so I want to make sure that we stay up to date. And then a lot of people who listen to Royal Black and Elite, they're a little on the older side and they're not aware of a lot of these things that the millennials are doing and what's happening in today's time. And a lot of them are, don't get me wrong. But I just wanted to make sure everybody was in the loop. Now, if he is convicted, he is facing life in prison. So this is a very serious trial. Now, unlike his last court case, his family was at this one. So his family was in attendance. And this court case is being held at the Patrick Moynihan Courthouse in New York. Now, the family, they were all dressed in black and all of his children were there. And the only one who was dressed differently was Chance, and she was wearing white. Now, also in the building was Cassie's husband. So that was speculation that she was going to testify later in the trial, but it's believed that she will testify today. We pretty much know what she's going to testify to, but for them to be coming out the gate with it, my goodness. Now, from the opening statements, the government seems to primarily focus on two women. That's Cassie and another woman who is one of P. Diddy's, I guess, ex-girlfriends, and some believe that her name is Gina. So these two women are saying they were made to have relations with people that they did not want to have with, that they were given substances to make this happen, that they were passed off to other individuals between different states. So this is what these two women evidently or allegedly will be testifying to. So today it just kicked off with a bang right off the bat between the prosecution and Diddy's lawyers with opening statement. Now the prosecution basically said what I just said. That Diddy did all of these things to these two particular women. And it's crazy to think that you can pay wait till you see how much Diddy paid these people to do what they were doing. That you could get them to sign an NDA and 15 years and pay $30 million and 15 years later you could be facing life in prison. Listen, I've never, I'm not for Diddy at all. This stuff is horrendous what he did to these women. But I mean, when you hear what happened and that these people were there and it seemed like they were enjoying themselves, but they really weren't. People be out here acting for money, acting out of fear. It's just a scary situation. Now, Diddy's team, during their opening statement, opted to call the situation a domestic violence situation. So basically, that, he and Cassie, they were in love. If there was a argument or a fight or he put his hands on her, it was because it was domestic violence, not all of this other stuff that he talking about. So that's basically what Diddy's lawyer said. So the fact that he and Cassie were in a relationship for so long proved that it was love and personal and not criminal. So this is how the stage was set. Now, in between all of this, there's a lot of contention, a lot of objections, so there's a lot going to be going on throughout this trial. The prosecution called the first witness. Now, his name was Israel Flores, and he was a former security guard at the Intercontinental Hotel. This is where the video that was splashed all over the world came from. And allegedly, this is where Cassie was attacked. Now, he testified that Diddy offered him some money to ignore this thing and make it go away. And Flores said that he declined the offer. He filled out a report and went back a few days later to try to view the video. Now, at this point, the video was gone. So he had showed it to other people in the office on the computer system, but all of a sudden it was gone after he denied, Diddy that he wasn't going to take the money. So we can only speculate what happened to the video, but somebody had the video because it came out, right? Well, it ends up Flores said he took a screenshot of the video. So that's how the video came to light. If he hadn't done that, no one would have ever been able to see what Diddy had done to this woman. Now, Diddy's lawyer questioned him hard, but Flores stood firm on his testimony that Combs tried to pay him money to cover this situation up. So he left the stand. Like I said, it was a lot of objections back and forth, but that was basically his testimony that he did witness this through the video, that Combs tried to pay him, and that the video that he had was from his phone. Now, our second witness was an SA worker, and I don't dare get into the details of what all went on with him. But I will brush over, or kind of gloss over some of the things that was revealed during his very intriguing testimony. And at the end of this report, he will just be going on cross-examination. If there's any bombshells or whatever that comes out, I'll do a post on the social media side, or either do a quick short for you to keep you up to date. But I don't plan to spend my whole life following this P. Diddy case, because it is terrible of what he did. But I wanted to keep everybody at least to up to date, because it is one of the most important cases of the royal black and elite time periods, because P. Diddy was a billionaire by all accounts. He ran Bad Boy Records, and so to have his business out in the street like this is just horrendous. How could he do these things? It's just a lot going on. Now, in recent weeks, it was saying that they were going to use the defense that he was too filled with substances to know what he was doing. So we'll see how that comes out in the wash. And in fact, I thought when his attorney opened up the argument, his opening statement, and he said that this was a case of domestic violence. I've never heard a lawyer admit to a crime in opening statement on behalf of their client. Isn't domestic violence a crime? So it's like, I mean, this was bad, but I didn't do anything as bad as that. So it seemed like he's admitting guilt to something. So now we have our second witness. Again, he was an SA worker, and he said he would get paid in between $3,000 to $6,000 for several contacts with Cassie. Some at hotels, some at Diddy's house. Now he testified that the first time he came to meet Cassie at a hotel, she had on high heels, red negligee, a red wig, and sunglasses. They had that. This is just really a lot. And Diddy, this is what the man testified, Rollers. Listen to this now. They said Diddy was sitting in the corner. Now, if you can picture this, y'all, just picture this. With a bandana on, a ball cap on, a blue robe, and a mask that kind of concealed his face. But he testified as soon as Diddy spoke, he knew exactly who it was. So, Diddy, what you doing? Sitting over in the corner. I bet the room was all kind of dark. And the weirdest part about all of this was that he testified that Diddy kept on saying more baby oil, more baby oil. He wanted him to just oil Cassie up. Meanwhile, while they over there doing what they doing, Diddy over there doing what he doing on his own, by his lonesome. It's just too much. He also said that he did see Diddy attack Cassie, dragging her into the bathroom, and he heard noises and screams coming from that bathroom. Now, this is a separate incident from the hotel, and he testified that the reason he attacked Cassie, because he told Cassie to come here, and Cassie told him to hold on, and he just boom, just went off and just started beating her and dragging her in the bathroom, allegedly, and telling her, when I tell you to come here, I mean to come here right now. Who dad? I thought his kids was sitting in the courtroom. I didn't know Cassie was his child. Can you imagine being in a relationship like that? And the terrible thing about it is, here this girl is, allegedly being giving substances and being attacked, but having to pay the S worker at the end of the night. That is just a lot. Diddy had a lot of nerve. Now, Phillips also testified that Diddy made him show him his driver's license, and Diddy took a picture of it. So now Phillips said he felt threatened by Diddy. He said sessions could last 1 to 10 hours, all the while Diddy sitting there watching. So they went on break. It is believed that, well, once they went on break, he came back, and so they're going to continue their cross-examination of Mr. Phillips. Cassie is scheduled to be the next person to go on the stand. Now we know kind of what her testimony will be because we remember the lawsuit that came out this summer, and so we know what her testimony is. He beat her, he made her go places, and do a whole lot of stuff. It was even said that they saw pictures, allegedly, of a SA worker. I mean, a sex worker, excuse me. Be allowing Cassie to be a porta potty. That's the nicest way I could put it. And as an older person, I am like, whoa, when did we get here? All behind some money? Or in their cases, like they said, it was fear. It was fear. They didn't stay for money. It wasn't about money. It was fear. So to me, so far is 0-3, the prosecution, starting with the opening statement with the first witness and the second witness. I mean, the prosecution has not poked holes in anything. He did not deny any of this happened. All of these happened. So I want to thank you for tuning in for today's update. I want you to like, share, and subscribe, and leave it down below in the comments. What do you think? About this testimony, about some of the things you heard throughout the testimony. And if you want to listen to some Royal Black and Elite history, great men and women who are not Diddy, definitely click down below for one of my great lectures on someone in history. So I thank you for joining me for Royal Black and Elite, and I'll see you on another great episode.